Hello everyone and welcome to another Tour de France stage preview. Today we're going to look at what could be a very crucial stage in this year's Tour de France. In fact, the only time trial stage of the whole tour. The time trial is 36.3 kilometers long and starts from Le and finishes up La Plage des Belles-Filles, which is a 5.9 kilometer climb. La Plage des Belles-Filles has almost become a fixture in recent editions of the Tour de France, ever since we first saw it when Chris Froome went on to win his first stage win and Bradley Wiggins was the first rider from Team Sky to wear the yellow jersey, and this was also the emergence of Team Sky's dominance in the Tour de France's to come. The second time La Plage des Belles-Filles was used, it was won by the imperious Vincenzo Nibali as part of his Tour de France triumph in 2014, and his countryman Fabio Aru won in 2017 wearing the Italian national road race jersey as well. And last year was the last time it was used, and Dylan Teuns was the rider who won from the breakaway. So this will be its fifth inclusion in the Tour de France's history. The stage profile is fairly flat for the first 14.5 kilometers. The next 10 kilometers climb 300 meters in elevation up to the Col de la Chevestre. After 24.5 kilometers, the rider will descend down a slight incline before coming to the second time check at 30.3 kilometers, and is also the bottom of the categorized climb as well. The riders will start the ascent of the 5.9 kilometer climb, which averages 8.5%. The climb only has 5 hairpins from top to bottom and is nothing compared to some of the climbs they will have embarked on already. However, time trialing is a whole different matter than road racing. The first kilometer of the climb averages 9.4% and kicks up to 13% in some parts. From kilometer 2 to kilometer 4, the average gradient is about 9.5%. and has the maximum gradient of 11%, and the final 2 kilometers average 8.3%, but the climb has a slight plateau at the top, and then after that we have the very hard 500 meters to go, which is the last section. It actually has this hardest section of the entire climb, which is above 20%. This stage screams to anyone that our use of a bike swap is probably a good idea. In the 2017 World Championships in Bergen, in Norway, this was the highly anticipated strategy that most riders used. The World Championships course back in 2017 was fairly similar to the time trial we see before us now, with a long climb at the end in the form of the Mont Fuelen climb. But the winning time came from none other than Dutch Tom Dumoulin, who didn't opt for the bike swap. But we can also say that the climb for stage 20 is a lot longer than what it was for the World Championships course. And if we also consider that this is at the end of the Tour de France, so the riders won't feel as fresh as they would have been for the World Championships, where they would have rested beforehand. So it really looks like every rider should be looking for the best option to minimize their time loss or maximize their time gain. The bike swap for this climb seems to be a very good option, as climbing La Plage des Belles-Filles on a time trial bike would definitely be a nightmare with some of those gradients. So for predictions, as we're so far out from the Tour de France, I'm going to put a caveat on that. I'm going to put the teams and then we'll see if I'm right when we come to this stage. So I think this climb will actually be dominated by Jumbo-Visma and Ineos, so their riders will basically dominate the top 10, and especially Primož Roglič and Tom Dumoulin, I think, if they're still in the race, will take positions in the top 3. Let us know in the description what you think and who you think will win this stage, and even if a bike swap seems a good idea based on Tom Dumoulin actually winning the World Championships without doing so. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep up to date with our Tour de France coverage, and as always, thank you for watching and see you next time.